Catherine from Weight Loss for Goddesses. Welcome to day 3. Yay! So today we're going to be talking about kind of why we're on the topic of self-love when we're discussing weight loss. So the idea is that we all know how we're supposed to eat. We've all heard it, we've all read it, our doctors or providers have told us we know how we're supposed to eat, and there's reasons that we don't eat that way. There's reasons we eat in a way that makes us feel bad long-term and short-term. And one of those reasons is a lack of self-love. And in those 60,000 thoughts we're having in a day, 40 thoughts in a minute, so almost every second we're having a thought, like I mentioned earlier, the majority of them, for most people, are negative. So we're countering that, because if our primary and most earnest goal is to love ourselves and take care of ourselves, it shifts how we eat. It shifts how we move in the world, and it shifts how we take care of ourselves, which means we lose weight. So it's really awesome and huge because it short circuits that sabotage that we do. And that idea that many of us think in this culture and in this world, and this, that eating food that makes you feel bad that's what's taking care of yourself. That's fun. I know I work at the hospital, and a lot of our joy comes from when people bring us snacks. A lot of our happiness comes from sharing food together and eating those snacks and being like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm eating my second cupcake, all of that stuff. So there is a huge correlation between joy and eating. And so in another challenge, we'll deal with increasing pleasure in your life. And doing the self-love challenge is a way to kind of look at, what does it mean to take care of myself? Is it really a loving thing to do to eat those 2 cupcakes and then feel like I'm going to die, or that I can't think, or that I can't barely function after I eat them? Probably not. So what can you do instead? So there's a lot of, it's mixed up in a lot of things, but this kind of basic self-love does a ton towards moving you towards weight loss goals and self-care goals and being happier in the world. Who doesn't want that? So I'm going to talk today about tapping. Most of you know I'm a huge fan of tapping, and have probably done it with me before. And if not, tapping, another name for tapping is EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. It's this incredible technique, very easy to use, very simple. You tap on the meridian spots on your head and upper body, and it shifts the energy almost like a acupressure, like a form of acupuncture. It really works. It's amazing. It's used a lot for PTSD. It kind of rewires, if you're in that state of anxiety and you're tapping at the same time, it rewires that anxiety in a way that is very profound and very fast. So one of my tapping teachers, Margaret Lynch, who's amazing, Margaret M. Lynch, if you're looking for her online, she has a tapping scenario that she does that I'm going to do with you today that's really amazing. And tapping, if you haven't met it before, I'm going to send in the handout that I'll post, and I'll send in the email where the places that you tap and how you do it. But generally with tapping, you bring up the negative things. So unlike the I love you, you're so beautiful, that we've been doing, this is more like letting the negative self-talk and negative feelings that are in there, these thoughts, majority of them being negative, letting some of them out in the air and neutralizing them by tapping while you let them out. So it's very different than the other things we've done. It's very different than a lot of other techniques, but it's hugely powerful. And this one in particular is really amazing. We'll do it and we can chat about it after. So the point, or the nugget of this tapping is this idea that you should have known better. You should have known better. And you can apply it, when I learned it from her, she was just applying it to anything in your life where you should have known better. So I'm applying it specifically to around food and eating, weight gain, this feeling that I should have known better. It's my fault. I made a mistake. I should have known better. That seems kind of benign. Seems like it's not one of the most awful thoughts, but when you compound that with all the other things that go along with that, it makes it really kind of almost like a negative anchor that pulls you down. So we're going to tap on that. So And so think of a situation on like a 0 to 10 scale is what we use in tapping, you know, where you did something that you should have known better, whether it was, you know, you let yourself gain those 20 pounds whenever such and such, when you had that cheat meal where you were eating well, and then you had that cheat meal and then never to return to eating well, you know, whatever it was you did, that you have that kind of judgment of yourself that you should have known better. So we'll start with that. And with tapping, you just start at the top of the head, gently tap 2 to 3 fingers. And I'm going to say the words and you're going to follow after me. I won't hear you because you're not here with me, but I will pause. So I should have known better. And then the next spot is right here at the beginning of the eyebrow. I should have known better. And you can imagine yourself in that scenario where you're like wolfing down the cake, or, you know, making all those choices that you now think, you know, you should have known better. You shouldn't have made that mistake. The next spot is the side of the eye, right on that bone. I should have known better. Right under the eye, I should have known better. Let yourself breathe. The next one's under the nose. I should have known better. I should have seen it coming. I should have seen it coming. Under your lip. I should have seen it coming. My God, I should have known better. I should have known. I should have been smarter. I have little notes here on the music stand. I should have been smarter. I should have known better. I should have been better. I should have been a better person. I should have been stronger. You can also, there's one under the arm, which I know I didn't mention last time, but I do like this one. It's right where the bra strap is. And it's nice because it's one you can kind of do sneaky if you're somewhere, or if you're driving and you're feeling overwhelmed, you can tap and it really helps diffuse the tension. So I'm bringing back the arm, the monkey one. I should have known better. I should have known better. I should have known better. I'm rightfully disappointed in myself. I'm rightfully disappointed in myself. I should have known better. I shouldn't have made those choices. I shouldn't have done those things. I should have known better. I should have known better. And let yourself breathe. I should have been smarter. I should have had it figured out. I should have known better. Tap, tap, tap. Collarbone. I don't know if I told you about the collarbone. Collarbone's like kind of right under the bone there. Take nice big breaths. I'm not going to let this slide. That's another one about like this kind of emotion we have that we don't even know we have. That's like, I'm not going to let this go. I'm not going to let this go. I can't let myself get away with this. Nope. Nope. I made stupid choices. I should not have done that. And again, these aren't necessarily things we'd overtly say to ourselves, but underlying, if you can dig a little bit, you find that, oh, I am saying these things to myself. I should have known better, which sounds pretty benign. I should have known better. I should have been smarter. I shouldn't have let myself gain all that weight. I shouldn't have eaten all those foods that made me feel so bad. How did I gain 70 pounds in pregnancy? I should have known better. What was I doing? That was idiotic. So again, let yourself feel whatever it is your issue is, whatever it is you think you should have done better, and specifically around weight loss or eating. So then, you know, imagine a movie where someone's doing what you think you did wrong. You know, someone's up there doing that, you know, they're, for me, it took a lot of effort to lose pregnancy weight. You know, how could I gain 70 pounds both times, you know? So you can just imagine yourself eating what you were eating, making the choices you were making, and, you know, what you would say to that person if you really let the nastiness out, if you really let yourself say what you wanted to say, and you were being honest about how kind of disgusted you were with yourself. So you could, you know, I was weak. I ate things that weren't healthy over and over again. I was lazy. I can't let this go. I can't let this go. Again, just keep letting yourself, it feels kind of mean to be mean, but keep going. I messed up. I messed up. I totally messed up. I messed up, and now I'm paying for it. I messed up, and now I'm paying for it. I should have known better. I should have known better. I should have known better. I should have been smarter. So keep tapping on this. Again, when I did this the first few times, I had to stop the class and go back because I was tapping about something else, but it brought up a lot of things that were kind of hidden underneath. So if you find that things are coming up for you, that's awesome. We want that with tapping. If stuff comes up, you might be like, this is miserable. Why am I doing this? Some people sob a lot with this one. If that happens, that's totally fine. That's great. The idea with tapping is you tap through it. If you feel like it's overwhelming, it's fine. You can kind of stop. You can say, I only want to feel 50% of this because it's so overwhelming. But just keep tapping on how you should have known better. You weren't smart enough. You let this happen. And depending on how, the words you might use, I was an idiot, I was a fool, what a dolt, I can't believe I did that, can't believe I let this happen, can't believe I let this happen. It's unacceptable, it's unforgivable, what I did, all those choices I made, all those stupid choices. Keep tapping, unforgivable. Unforgivable. How could I be so stupid? How could I be so stupid? So that you realize when you tap like this how mean it sounds, and how mean many of those thoughts, many of those 40 thoughts a minute might be kind of nasty, that we're saying to ourselves. And that it's almost like if you imagine what it's like if you had a coach, my kids are doing lots of sports, and you just imagine those coaches saying those encouraging things. And really, one analogy I read is it's like a coach is saying mean things to you all the time. It's like someone, and it's like they're texting you, because it's, all the time, whenever you're awake. It's not just when you're doing a stressful thing, and they're saying nasty things about, whatever it is that triggers you, whatever it is, you feel like you're not good enough, you feel like you're lazy, you should have figured this out already. You can't believe you're still struggling with this. You can't believe you can't figure out food. All of those things. Just tap on them, but also realize you can shift those, that there's no reason for you to be talking to yourself like that. So we're going to go ahead and shift that now. Again, if you feel like you need more processing with that, just keep tapping. Just keep, you can, when this is up and recorded, you can tap on it once it's done. You can just kind of listen to it again. And part of what the realization that, Margaret Lynch was sharing with this particular tapping is that because there's this underlying idea that you've never been punished enough for this, you've never done enough penance for this mistake that you made, whatever it might be around eating and food or anything in your life, that then you won't let it go. So it becomes this loop. And it's this loop that starts with a relatively benign, I should have known better. But really it turns into more, I've done something unforgivable. I can't be forgiven. I'm going to punish myself over and over again. So what we're trying to do is this nasty weed, we're trying to just pull this out by its roots. And that's what tapping does. So, so now we're going to shift it, which is the other awesome thing about tapping, is you can tap all that yuck out, and then you can keep doing it till you get to a place of feeling much more calm. If you were like a 7 or an 8 in the beginning, keep tapping till you get down to like a 2 to a 3. But then we can say, like, just because we can't go on forever tapping here today, I was going to say, I've been hard enough on myself. I've been hard on myself. I did the best I could with what I have. I did amazing. I was dealing with a lot. I did the best that I could. Nice breaths. I did the best that I could. I did the best that I could with what I had. I did the best that I could. There's no way I could have done better. There's actually not a way I could have done better. I did the best I could. In the challenging situation I was in, I did the best that I could, and I made the best choices that I could. And that's great. That's great. I should be commended. I should be commended. I've always done the best I could. And I have let this break my heart over and over again. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to let this go. I'm going to forgive myself. I forgive myself. I did the best that I could. I did the very best that I could. Let yourself keep taking deep breaths. I've paid the price over and over again. No need to keep paying it. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. Let's see what else. I am open to gifting myself compassion, loving, and understanding. I am open to gifting myself compassion, loving, and understanding. I did the very best that I could. And all things considered, that was pretty awesome. I am pretty awesome. I have done a great job getting through really challenging situations. I've had enough of being so hard on myself. I forgive myself. And I gift myself that compassion, love, and understanding. Take a nice big breath. Let that go. And let me know how that goes, how that went for you. I know the first time I did it, I sobbed a lot, but I've done it enough now I don't sob as much. But it was like a hidden little nasty pus bubble of meanness. And this was a great way to neutralize it, clean it up. So, and then in the end, you end up feeling lighter. And there is just a shift in how like, oh my God, enough of that. I let yourself off the hook. You did a great job. You did the best you could, and you're going to continue to do that moving forward. Awesome. Woohoo! So I think tapping is amazing. I think it's one of the tools that's definitely helped me in my life in general, but also with weight loss. It really gets down to the root of the problem. I know people have told me recently that they it just doesn't work for them. You know, they just don't dig it, which is fine. I think, you know, half of me says keep trying it. It'll, you know, like it. I remember in the beginning I thought, well, that was just weird. But then I saw some shifts, which kind of forced me to continue because it was kind of so weird, the things that, the coincidences that happened after and the things people said about what I just tapped on. So I would say keep trying it, but if you really loathe it, journaling is another amazing thing that has really powerful benefits. And I will post an article in the group about a specific, you know, it's if you journal for 20 minutes for 3 days about a specific traumatic event, it decreases that event's hold on you an insane amount. You know, they've done these studies where people are like, really? That helped a lot. You know, so I will post that. So tapping is great. Journaling is great. Anything, you know, pretty much if you want to get to somewhere from where you are, you have to shift some of the underlying stuff that's been holding you here. And all of these tools that we're learning in the Self-Love Challenge do exactly that. So by shifting the underlying story and the underlying things, then when you go to try and create a new life, you have all those things that were kind of holding on to you, like vines, not letting you go, are not there anymore. So it's really powerful. These are very, very powerful tools. So I hope you enjoy the tapping. Let me know. I'd love to hear. I'm getting lots of emails. I think people are a little shy to post in the Facebook group, which is totally fine. It's great if you can because it gives other people support and lets them know they're not alone and whatever you're struggling with. If you want to share it, would be amazing. But if not, I get it. It is for some people, it's a very private issue, especially sobbing while tapping. But please let me know how this resonates with you, how you're doing, and any questions you have. All right, awesome. Yay, thanks for coming. Bye, Marika. Hope you all are great. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay,